everybody, and welcome back to the show. Chat havers, let's make a conversation with us tonight. Anthony Oberbeck.
What's up? We're here with Luke Taylor.
One of the greatest to ever do it in the game.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Spreading joy in an alternative way.
Yeah, in an alternative way.
Alternative comedy.
Yeah. In my own way.
We can't, we're not club comics, Anthony, Neither of us.
No.
Maybe you could have been if you're tall enough for it.
Yeah, I think I could have done it.
I think if you grinded, you could have been like, I could really like work on material, become a road dog, like done the whole thing, done the damn thing.
I think I still could.
Really?
I think anything I want to do, I can do. It's just, do you want to do it?
Right. And you don't want to do it though.
No.
That's what's keeping you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keeping you back, keeping you up. Well,
keeping me up at night. I lie in bed when I don't want to be a club comic.
Keeping you up at night. I just took a nap. I was telling you. I wake up from this thing. I'm damn drenched through my shirt. I'm telling you, I was so sweaty. I felt like I tell you what. I was so sweaty. I felt like I was I was so sweaty. I'll tell you, I was so sweaty. I felt like I was in one of those. I was in a sauna. I was so sweaty.
Jeez.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
No.
Yeah. I wanted to say something. I was going to
say
say something nasty. Like I was in one of those animes where everyone's coming on each other. But then I was like, why do I want to say that? But then I couldn't think of a second thing. And he stuck the
anime. I picture being cold too. Maybe it's the cartoon aspect of it. Shooting out hot.
I mean, come. That's not shooting out. You're not shooting that out. It's not damn Mr. Freeze. He ain't shooting up bicycles.
I think cartoons got no blood in them.
Would be like
cold-blooded. Cartoons don't got blood. So people have these porn fantasies of fucking a cartoon.
Yeah,
and
you don't think...
and hentai and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think...
Hentai.
Mm-hmm. If that really happened, they would just feel cold and clammy to the touch.
You think if you fuck Jessica Rabbit, she'd feel cold and clammy?
Yeah.
Roger didn't think so.
But he's cold and clammy.
So to them,
they don't even know. Yeah.
That to them, that's normal.
We're hot-blooded humans.
Right. It's like two lizards fuck. They think they're warm-blooded.
Yeah. They think this is the hottest.
They're like, it's 33 degrees. For them, they're heating up. But for us, if we still felt them, that'd be very cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a good bit, maybe in an adult animated cartoon, if there was, to show how hot it is. You see a lizard and there's one bead of sweat squeezes out.
That'd be good.
But I don't think anyone would get that.
Maybe on like
lizards
Cake.
Don't sweat.
Yeah, I think that's funny enough for Cake on FX. Do you?
That it's so hot the lizard
has one bead of sweat. And it's also in the style of Japanese animation, so it's also showing the lizard's embarrassed.
Oh yeah,
because it's so hot.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's what they do when they're embarrassed. One drop runs down. What is it when the 3 drops shoot out of the eye?
3 drops shoot out.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think the one drop, that's embarrassed.
You can't do the face.
They could do the one bead of sweat in Rango too. They could. Have you ever seen Rango?
Stuck the landing.
They're talking about my sauna joke.
They could do the one beat of seat in Rango too.
You seen Rango 1? Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Have you ever seen Rango?
I've never seen Rango.
I really, really think you specifically would like Rango.
I'd really love Rango.
It's the sensibility of Rango. Chad, let me know what you think. Do you think Anthony would like? I really think you'd fuck with Rango, bro.
You think anyone out there knows me? Well enough to even
know about if you would like Rango?
Yeah, let's hear in the chat if there's anyone that knows me.
People, when Colin was on, people would know. People knew Colin, and that's what
Colin better.
But that's one of your close collaborators.
Maybe you got this. Everyone likes the people that I collaborate with, but not me.
Huh?
Do you get that? Because I do stuff with Colin, and then people are always just reaching out to Colin.
Look, we got a Reveries reference. People are reaching out to Colin.
I've never seen McDougal.
Having never seen the movie and not knowing the guy, I think he would not like it. But more so, you would not like it. Do I feel? And you're talking specifically about like Wyatt and David.
Yeah, let's say with people you collaborate with. Do you have an insecurity where you go, why is everyone always reaching out to David to do or messaging those guys being like, I love Shrimp Boys, and you go, why no one ever sends me a message saying I love Shrimp Boys?
You know what? You know what? I don't, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because I know David, genius level performer. Somebody hits up David, I'm like, I think that's amazing. I think he's the best actor I've ever met in my life. And I mean that.
Best actor?
I do. I literally think he's the best actor I've ever met. I believe with all honesty, as his friend and as not his friend, I believe he will have a Steve Buscemi-esque career. I truly do. His ability to commit to a role is something. So with stuff like that, I'm like, I don't have that skill. Go with God.
Yeah.
Now, Wyatt, he's a little bit more approachable than me. I could be sort of ornery. I don't know if you knew this about me.
Yeah.
I'm a bit ornery. That's kind of my thing, you know?
We might be the same guy
Right.
in our little pods.
I kind of, and that's why sort of you and I think have kind of a fun relationship because we sort of like, we're sort of thorny, the two of us.
Yeah, ornery guy.
Yeah,
Like,
ornery.
okay. Yeah.
Is that what that means? Because I kind of thought it just sounded like thorny. Ironically, I love Anthony Stutt, but despise all of his collaborators.
That
Oof.
sounds like a joke.
Yeah. Now, having never seen the Rango is the Reveries.
Yeah.
Who are your main collaborators? Matt Baratz,
Matt Baratz.
Colin Burgess. Basically the same guy. I mean,
Other ends of the spectrum. Matt's more thorny than I am.
really?
So then I thought, what if I collaborate with a guy that's more nice? And no matter what it is,
Right.
I feel
At
like
first
they
you're
always are.
you're like, oh, well, I've got to be the nice one here, so they'll collaborate with me. No.
Yeah, not
Colin.
even collaborate, but just like people like sending you a message to be like, I love Reveries, or like I love Shrimp Boys.
Really? You just so you're
I feel
not
like
you're
it's
not talking
always-
about collabs. You're talking about compliments.
Just yeah.
huh?
And then I have another. This is same world,
Okay.
similar complaint,
Okay.
similar world.
Okay.
When I was single, no one ever slid into my DMs. And I never figure it out because everyone I know, at least once, someone on social media slid into their DMs. Or sometimes a girl would make the move, and no one ever slid into my DMs. Am I unapproachable?
No, Anthony, your whole thing is, and I mean this, and I'm not laying your cheek. Your whole thing is you're kind of tall, dark, and handsome, my man.
So I'm unapproachable, right?
You're the handsome stranger. You're the vagrant coming through town, brother.
I
That's
knew
what
it.
you want to be.
But no one.
That's
would ever,
great. That's the archetype.
No one ever told me.
Okay,
this.
we're talking about. Listen. What's my archetype? Fucking Woody Allen, basically. I mean, really. Let's get into it because it's pervert. No, it's Jewish guy who's like, I'm like whatever my archetype is. People
Are you
say,
Jewish?
yeah.
Okay.
It'd be so funny if I wasn't, and I said Woody Allen. I've gotten Jeremy Piven before. And
Jeremy
was
Piven's
before.
good.
He's good, but he's sort of like Ari Gold. You know what I mean? Everyone in the history, you've got a James Dean thing, man. Like no one's sliding into James Dean's DMs. You know what I'm saying?
You're the only person that's ever made me feel better about this.
I think it's great, man. Meanwhile,
No
I'm
one
like,
would ever-
hey, and like girls who are like just that's what's going on in my DMs. Like dogs. It's like a fucking kennel. Not like the girls. That sounds like really bad. Like we're acting like animals towards each other. Like everyone in these DMs are crazy. But everyone's like, whoa, Anthony. Like I don't even know what to say to him. He's fucking. So, I mean, look, man.
That's okay. I've asked so many people, and I've said, "What's the deal?" And I said, "Why doesn't everyone?"
You've got
the unapproachable. I thought maybe I was mean.
No, you got it. You're tall, dark, and handsome, baby. You got an X factor. Were you making a point of posting? Oh yeah, were you posting anything sexy?
Yeah, just whole.
Just the whole? Could they tell it was yours?
I would CGI out the rest of myself.
Really? That would be so much harder than the opposite.
But then CGI in myself in the hole, looking out.
It's nice to know that my Photoshop skills are good enough that I could Photoshop out my genitals on a naked photo of myself easily.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a big deal. I could make it like a big, huge pubic mound.
I don't think I could.
Really?
I would have to send it to someone to.
That's all these computers, man. That's what this is a signifier of.
Lights,
computers. That's why. Oh, this is a joke I've had for so long. It's a sort of a fake Beatles song where they're scared. They're like computers have just come out, and it's John's like computers, scared as hell. Computers, what tales they tell, and it's like about them being really scared of like the big old computers.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to I don't know, sell that. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm trying to do with that idea, but something with computers.
I know where you're at.
Yeah.
Did you hear the Paul McCartney song where he's clearly just trying to do craft work?
No.
Temporary secretary.
Temporary secretary.
Yeah, we know. Radiohead famously covered computers.
Glastonbury. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess in my mind,
that's him. That feels like him in the 80s being like hearing all this new music and being like, I can do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Or not, maybe not craft work, maybe more Devo.
Yeah.
It's him trying to do
Is
Devo.
that one temporary I guess in my mind, I'm like, he wasn't.
Secretary. If
Yes.
the Beatles had stayed together, they would have ended up in the 80s, doing some weird...
electronic. I mean, I would think, Yellow Magic Orchestra?
Yeah.
Kind of in some ways, arguably the Beatles of Japan, people have compared them to.
Oh, yeah. David Sylvian? Or was he Japan?
Harumi Masono and a couple other guys in Yellow Magic Orchestra.
Yellow Magic Orchestra? Was Ryuichi...
Yeah, Sakamoto. Mm-hmm. It's him. It's Harumi Masono and one other guy. And I feel like
I know all this stuff, not because I'm a fan of the music. I just have been selling a lot of CDs lately.
You've been selling a lot of CDs lately. Is this like your book scheme?
The books are hard. CDs are easier, though.
Okay, so this is was that when you were on my stream where you were talking about the book scheme? No. We were just talking about it.
We might have just been talking. Wait, there's no scheme, though. I just was selling books.
Yeah, well, Meg said that your whole house was filled with textbooks you were trying to sell that you weren't selling.
Yeah, I was just trying to sell any kind of book.
Right. So now you're selling CDs.
Because books you can get for free from little public libraries.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're going to the little public you're talking about the things they built on trees? You're fucking around.
And then sell those
books. Are you pulling them out?
I used to. It didn't work very well.
No
one puts good books.
Are you you're like a fucking the bad kid on the block in a cartoon? What the fuck?
I'm like a squirrel.
You're emptying out the little public libraries?
No, I would only take the ones that looked like they could sell.
And so the popular ones that people would want.
The little public libraries, it's not for, it's like fake goodness. What do you call that?
Right.
Fake
virtue signaling.
It's like virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Because it's only ever it's like in Silver Lake where you go, who in this neighborhood needs free books?
And that you think is what justifies you just kind of taking them.
It's just going to end up, someone's going to take them.
It's one of those schemes where just imagining you walking, you're walking through. I imagine you're walking doing this. For some reason, there's no way you have a car in this situation. You're walking from little library to little library.
You'll love this.
Huh.
You can download an app that shows you where all the little free libraries are. And then,
so you're just hitting them one by one. Sometimes they got DVDs in them, and Anthony's licking his chops.
There was about a week where Meg was driving me around. We would just follow her out, driving around.
It is one of those things where you're just like, dude, just fucking deliver food for fucking DoorDash at that point. Like, why? You're like, your scheme is a lot harder than actually just doing a job.
But then you don't have to work for anyone. You don't have to support DoorDash.
That's so true, and you know what? And that's worth. It makes it worth every penny because you're your own boss. Because you're your own boss.
But also,
sounds like you're selling Amway, man.
I tried that.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. Yeah, it's more the satisfaction of getting away with something.
Right, of stealing books from a free library that sure is probably not really doing any good, but ultimately not something I look at and I go, I gotta fucking
steal a couple?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, or I'm like, I'm not thinking how can I turn a profit off this thing that hurts nobody and it's maybe not an incredible public good or positive, but it's not a bad thing.
But it also helps nobody until
you don't know that. You don't think anyone's
the books.
Until you're helping you. You don't know. You don't think anyone's ever gone by a little public tree library and gotten a book from it?
I don't think anyone from a bad neighborhood has ever been like, I need a Nora Ephron novel.
But nobody.
I need a beat up or Nora Ephron novel.
But I get that the implication isn't always though it's going to a bad neighborhood. It's also just supposed to be like we have books lying around and maybe you'll want it. So it's like a fun project for a mom and kids to do.
Yeah, so they're still having fun with it.
What's the most you've gotten for a stolen book?
The happiness original screenplay, which is out of print, I have it listed for like $80 right now.
So that's not the same as
got
gotten
for it.
Yeah, that's listed. So he didn't ask listed. That's not really a good question. Most you've gotten.
I'm trying to remember if there was a big one. Maybe $10-15.
Sub Sam. $10-15. Thank you for the subscription,
Pretty
Sam.
fine.
Much appreciated. $10-15. Okay, so let's move on to the CDs. So that's a better market?
CDs you could hit big.
Right.
Is more consistent. I've had CDs are going out.
Just get a fucking remote job doing data entry.
But it's more fun to just be doing it yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more fun it's more satisfying and it's better for your brain to be solving these problems, to every day wake up and go, how am I going to make money? When you start doing things automatically, like
you know what's so funny? I just rewatched Zootopia. That's literally what the little fox character is doing. He's always got a little scheme. You're kind of really reminding me of him. It's very. He's like got a scheme where he's melting down a big elephant popsicle into smaller popsicles for hamsters. It's not dissimilar to what you're doing, my man. So all you gotta do is team up with the police.
It is funny.
My glasses, the center part broke, and now when I wear them, they make me dizzy. Anthony, hold the mic a little closer, please.
Closer to what?
Your fucking face, dude. Here, I'll turn them up a little too.
Right
I got
my
two
mouth?
mixers. What compelled me to not watch but rewatch Zootopia? I don't know. Me and Katie were packing up the house. I mean, I didn't see it in a few years. You ever seen Zootopia?
No. What does it mean not to? What compelled you to not watch but rewatch?
As in the implication, like I've already seen it, and I look at
rewatch.
The crazy thing about Zootopia is it's the most pre-Trump end of Obama era movie ever. It's all about racism in the most literal way. In this way, where you're like, this movie made no sense 2 years later.
Yeah. In what way?
Literally, they're like, just because he's a fox doesn't mean he shouldn't be allowed to eat at this restaurant. Literally, it's racism, capital R, American style racism animals are doing to each other. Yeah.
It was old racism that we thought we had solved.
Exactly. And it was this sort of victory lap thing, is the feeling.
That really was 90s on was just we solved racism. If you deal with it in a movie now, it's just rehashing we did it. We remember this is
and the bunny's a cop, famously. The main character is a police officer.
And then 2020.
And
she's
thick. Yeah, there's a lot of porn of her.
There's a lot of porn of
the rabbit character.
Is there really?
Rabbit. There is.
Is there a lot of Zootopia porn?
There's a ton. More than you could ever imagine in your life.
Those kids gotta be fucking young though, right? Are those animals adults?
They're adults. Don't worry. I mean, I guess by bunny ages, but probably 1 or 2. But that's for a bunny. That's an adult.
Do you think can animals have sex with kids and it's okay?
More so than adults?
Yeah. Can a dog have sex with a human 8-year-old? And it balances. It's okay, it balances out, or are we crossing a line?
You know what's funny? I was at Comic-Con and the guy who made Lilo and Stitch was there, and he drew horny stuff. He drew a picture of Jessica Rabbit being so horny next to Stitch.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
He's the creator. And all of his art was the sexiest drawings of the older sister and Jessica Rabbit next to Stitch.
He was doing that at Comic-Con?
He was selling them at Comic-Con and they were $600 a pop, these drawings he made. And he was there with his normal looking wife, extremely anime daughter, drawing anime on an iPad. And I was like,
damn.
It was crazy. And he was
but also selling stuff to kids? Were there kids there?
I mean,
are kids allowed at Comic-Con?
Yeah, with an adult.
And so if an adult comes up, does he just sort of slide the
no? And it was obviously it was on the it was the centerpiece was how sexy these people were. Do you prosecute the adult animal or the child? Not gonna answer that. Do you have any thoughts about what I just said? I don't really want to go back to that stuff.
You don't want to talk about animals having sex with kids?
Not really. No. It's you pretty much can say what you want on Twitch, but I'm yeah. No, you know what it is? No, it's not that it's a censorship thing. I don't really want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Like it's like we could. I don't want to.
Yeah, personally.
To me, that's not very like funny or like interesting to talk about.
Yeah,
that's
going
just,
down
like,
a dark path.
Yeah, in a way that's like just kind of weird. Like, why would you say it?
I met with. I try to get my wife on board with that bit.
Specific. So this is not new.
Yeah, well, I try to talk about our cat having a thing for the kids down the street, and she always goes. I can always tell she goes. It's not. Bit. It's just
handing in his own. I mean, I think there's even some roads even the all comedians of these great American cities won't cross.
Yeah,
and kids fucking animals. I mean, I think that's where it begins and ends.
Well, other way around.
Ends and begins, or it's where it ends.
I mean, animals fucking kids.
So, and that I guess is an important distinction. All right, man, let's get into it. So, you want to talk about
maybe this
animals
is why people
fucking
this
kids?
Is what I'm talking about.
This is why women aren't sliding into your DMs.
What I'm talking about. Why no one ever wants to reach out to me.
Yeah, no one wants to fuck the guy who on every so you go. Oh,
now you see.
So Anthony says, no, I won't say this. Never mind. You're wondering why, like, you're having a bad time at things.
Yeah,
I think it's because you kind of. It's like. I would say, chat. I mean, you watch the show. I'm pretty much down to talk about anything. I've got kind of a foul mouth myself.
Yeah,
and even me, kind of a guy who curses with the best of them. Really is like anything's on the table. Live leak videos, guy getting shot in the head with a sniper rifle in Syria. No problem. I'll watch it all. I don't really want to talk about animals fucking kids.
Damn.
Yeah, that's for me. It's like,
do you judge me for bringing it up?
No. I don't think I judge you, but I think I'm starting to. It's like another piece of the Anthony pie that I just had served up to me, and I feel like I understand you a little bit more. I'm starting to realize, like, maybe these are why people are DMing Matt and Colin.
That's a small piece of the pie, though.
Right, a small piece, but sometimes the smallest pieces actually have the biggest flavor. Luke Taylor, 2023. Anthony is the Peter Sotos of comedy.
What's Peter Sotos?
Don't know. Peter Sotos. Now I really wonder what dad and stepdad is about. Yeah, is it about them fucking each other or fucking the kid?
No.
Based on what you've talked about today.
I don't ever do anything weird.
In what sense?
I don't really bring up a lot of weird stuff.
You don't think...
I'm on the spot. We're just in the zone. We're just
zone.
Riffing. We're just...
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. It's like I'm pretty open, you know? Like I am. Like I think one of my skills, the reason I do this show is because I like talking and like I can kind of roll with anything. And you've kind of really like literally it's like the cows in front of the train grinded us to a halt.
I just brought it all to a stop. I think it's okay. I mean, it was okay. No, you know what? It's okay to.
It's good training for me. Like when I have. When I have a dud.
This is a training episode.
Like, this is when I have a dud guess. Like, now I'm going to know what it's like.
This is a training episode.
It's good training. It's like when I have a dud, you know?
But you know what really my nightmare is?
Huh?
Because sometimes you just kind of talk, throw stuff out there. Sometimes you like to see how weird can we get.
Right.
It's when we get locked into talking about how the one little thing I said was so weird.
Right.
For the next 10 minutes that I go.
Well, I mean, it's already happened. We already did that. Yeah. No, it's already been about 10 minutes. That's not like, don't worry. That already happened. Yeah. What else?
That's great. I appreciate your honesty.
All right. We got a call coming in. It's perfect fucking timing. All right.
I didn't know we get calls on here.
Yeah, it's a call-in show. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
I forgot already. Hi.
Hey, Sam. What's up? You're playing the small piano?
I'm trying to play the small piano. I was trying to learn The Simpsons, but, they really bounce around the keys on that one.
I know. It's broken, right?
No, I mean, the Simpsons song just, it goes back and forth. It is more complicated than
that didn't sound... To me, that sounded like a somber, like... Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da,
oh, yeah. No, that was the Black Parade song.
It was Welcome to the Black Parade. Oh, shit. That's great. You didn't know we took calls? You've done this before.
I think I forgot that there's calls. I I just wasn't expecting it. I didn't.
It's
see
kind of nice. It was kind of perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. No. it's
Oh,
a
they
little
come
pad.
onto through a
Got some,
patch.
You know, this is a whole other.
Yeah, that was a good palate cleanser.
Yeah, it was. Sam, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I finally attacked a to-do list that had been haunting me for weeks.
Nice.
So, you know, starting to look better.
I love that.
What's up with you guys besides the topic that shall not be named?
Doing well. Took a big nap. Woke up sweaty but feeling good. I don't know. It's been a great day. No complaints.
Yeah.
Anthony?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm behind on both of your lives. Luke,
Yeah.
did you move?
Not yet. We're in the process of. Movers are coming on Saturday, and then we're moving to a house in I guess I don't really care. In Eagle Rock.
I find that the box phase of moving, where like everything's boxed up but you're not gone yet, that really messes with my mind. And it's really explaining your glasses situation.
Right. I'm like breaking my glasses because I like stepped on them because I was moving so many boxes. True.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it. I mean, it's just been tough because me and Katie have both been working full time and we've been fucking also packing. And I feel like I'm torn in every direction. Like I'm splayed out on that big thing.
The rack.
The rack.
Yeah.
You guys are both in healthy couples, but as a solo person, the best decision I ever made was just to pay for people to pack. They're really fast.
See, we
really
hired movers, but it's just to move the stuff. I gotta be honest, I can never pay someone to pack because I need to know where it all is. That's my I could never.
Yeah, because then you gotta when you unpack,
and then I'm like, where the fuck is it? Like I have
disaster.
to. I need to know where it is. Yeah.
I just don't own
have
anything.
A lot of like extra junk. Are you guys like not? I'm not a hoarder, but I have lots of things. Are you like efficient with the things you have?
No, I have a lot of shit. I mean, just being a guy that likes tech and stuff, I got like a bunch of crap. I mean, there's a lot of crap in this house.
Yeah.
It's to me it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Our
we've also
apartment's
packed out a lot.
You gotta come to our apartment.
There's shit everywhere.
This is a hoarder apartment.
Really?
Almost.
Really?
It's pretty packed.
Well, but it's also a small business hub.
Yeah, right. You are
It's
running a
packed
small
full of stuff.
business.
Yeah.
I do. So where are you getting the CDs? We did never talk about this.
I just got a bunch for free.
From where?
People give out free CDs on Craigslist.
That's a pretty good
Wait, so
hustle.
Anthony,
People that don't want to pack.
Are you in the small business?
Yeah, more or less.
You're a small business owner.
Oh, okay.
You know, we're on and off.
I'm behind on Grift Horse too, so I'm not aware of the.
Oh yeah,
I'm glad that you
I
guys
do
are
my
business
part.
Partners now.
You're
Nice.
what?
I pitch in. I do my part.
For what?
Help sell stuff. Yeah.
Help sell stuff.
Yeah.
Just
Books I steal.
Yeah.
CDs I get.
CDs for free on Craigslist is like it's like night and day. Like I feel like in your head that's the same as taking them from the little library tree.
That's how it started with the books. And then this story. See, this is just a small piece of the pie.
Right.
That's how it started with the books. And then for a little while, I was like, I wonder if you could just take them from these little. If that is even viable,
right?
And after a few weeks, it was like this is not viable.
Not viable. So it wasn't it wasn't like a morals thing. It was just you're like this isn't a viable business.
Yeah,
cool.
Anthony, have you tried taking them from the Burbank ones? I feel like Burbank people would not be okay. I don't have any preference as a Burbank person, but other actual Burbank people, I feel like they get real anal about that stuff.
Man
just books in general is not worth it.
No, unless it's textbooks.
People aren't buying books, and then the cost of shipping eats into it.
You know what you
end up making a couple dollars a book.
Damn. You know what was a good scam was at the end of we had a thing on our college campus at the end of the semester where this like company would come and buy everyone's books really cheap, and then they'd sell them, and they'd like make crazy money.
Yeah,
crazy money.
Now the textbook thing is like it's all online, right?
Is it? I was just wondering that. I got to imagine that happened even in the last 10 years.
I heard that now the deal is that the kids will sell like a Google Drive link, and it's just the whole book scanned that somebody took out of a library and then returned.
Right. I guess that's what, because it's so easy because you just take a million pictures on it. Like one person has to do that one time. And yeah. Kids aren't reading anymore, you know? That's maybe why your business failed, Anthony. Kids aren't reading anymore.
That's what I'm saying. People don't want books.
No.
People are into CDs still.
Sure. It's
the people that want books are not on Craigslist. The people that want books are not on the internet.
They're on Goodreads.
Yeah,
Goodreads. They're not
Abe's books.
Abe's books?
Abe's books.
Abe's books.
Can you open a bookstore?
You could open a bookstore.
I would love that. Would be cool.
Yeah, but you don't seem to have an eye for valuable books, though. So
valuable?
Yeah.
No, I got an eye for it.
Can't find.
It's just hard to find them, though.
I see. Yeah.
Wait, Luke,
but they're out there.
For context, can I?
Yeah.
Luke, for context, can I plug something?
Yeah.
I just wanted to plug Megan Keister's podcast, Grift Horse, where she and Howard Kramer, who both sell shit online, discuss all the ins and outs of this business. So I'm behind on it, but Anthony is really reminding me of all the lore and all the rules and stuff with this convo.
So you got a caller on your show plugging a different show. And we're okay with that.
Because here's what I'm going to say. As I'm realizing,
someone who called in.
This is like you're doing like a shittier version of what your wife does. Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm helping her.
You run it together.
With her.
Yeah.
I thought it seemed like your own thing.
He doesn't run it.
Everything
goes.
Run it.
I don't know you enough, Anthony, but
there's no running anything.
he runs it.
So you guys are just schemers, the two of you.
There's nothing to be run.
Who's better at it? Her.
She makes all the money.
Right. So this is okay. So not only is like all this stuff you're talking about, I'm like, why? Not only this is just something your wife does that you kind of help out with. It's not even like your thing.
She makes all the money.
Right.
I list
Anthony is in the corner
CDs so that I can
if
say
his cat is sucking a kid.
I cook, I cook and clean, and then I have some CDs listed. So I can go, hey, don't worry, I have some CDs listed.
Yeah, right. She's like, thank you so much.
That's the division of labor.
Right.
And then she makes money.
And I think that's great, just for the record.
You what?
I think it's great.
Yeah.
She says it's great.
I love the division of labor.
I think it's like now that I know the score a little bit more, it's all kind of it's another piece of the Anthony pie a little bit. Jesus. Like now I kind of understand what's going on. Is you don't really do much anything at all.
I don't do anything.
Well, I would say
this
that
is
Luke,
a daunting.
Luke is the Katie to Megan's Luke, or Anthony is the Katie to Megan's Luke. Does that make sense? In the scheme of this show, like Anthony,
I
comes
see.
in
I
and
see.
is part of it sometimes.
You're coming in with it. Yeah.
But
that would be like
Katie doesn't do anything.
That would be like if Katie said her job was being on the stream sometimes. It seems like maybe the
no, but Anthony's
if that was her only
is
job,
making the movies.
Huh?
Anthony's job is the movie maker.
He already made it.
Katie's an artist.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
you already made the movie.
Yeah. He's not amazing. Okay,
you're the jazz wife.
You're the jazz wife.
You are. And Megan is my jazz wife. A jazz wife is jazz musicians say that if they have a wife that's cool with like, I'll hold down the fort and I understand that you just need to go off and do your thing. And so they just tour the country playing jazz and not making music.
I think the problem with me and Katie is that we both aren't the jazz wife.
So no one's making money?
No one's making money. Everyone's doing their own thing. We're just vibing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good question, Ted. The topic tonight, of course, let's get into it, is life's little moments. Sam, do you have anything to say on the topic life's little moments?
Yesterday I was feeling kind of low. As I said before, the to-do list had not been tackled. Mm-hmm. And, I got a little sad. I don't get sad that often. And my dog just kind of like looked at me with one of those, I'm here for you little looks. And I was like, that's right. You are here for me.
That's
others are
beautiful.
Here for me.
That really is. Sam, you've
moment.
really hit it exactly right. That's one of life's little moments.
That's a little
Thank you
moment.
for calling in, Sam. You really, truly take note, everyone. That's exactly the kind of little moment we're looking for tonight. So thank you.
That earns the right
Take care.
to plug.
Bye, Sam.
I was aghast that a caller is going to plug something. And then to find out that it's some other show that's not even, if she plugged her own show.
I was
I would
fine
say
with it
that's
because
okay.
it really gave me more. I don't want to call it ammunition, but it gave me more like and gave me more.
You can call it ammunition.
It felt like the gun.
I want to say this feels great and daunting at the same time.
The show.
There's two dueling wolves within my head. One that just craves to be known and understood.
Totally.
And I love it when someone is talking about me no matter what they're saying. And then the other one is just right now I'm just going, Jesus, he's fucking putting together the puzzle. I just can't stand for you to just be piecing it together.
I'm really fucking figuring it out.
You know what I love? And I think we were in this perfect spot and now we're on our way out.
Okay.
I love when you just become friends with someone.
Yeah.
And you go, we don't know that much about each other,
right,
but we like each other.
Yeah.
And now we've like clicked enough that whenever we see each other, it's going to be a good time.
Yes.
But we're still in that period where it's just like, we could both be whatever to each other. There's no negative.
We don't really know each other that well. Yeah. We're just like,
oh, and this funny thing and this funny thing.
Yeah.
And then the part where you start going, oh, he's fucking figuring me out.
And he came on the show and
now
he wants to keep grinding it to a halt with talking about
seen-
animals fucking kids.
All I can feel.
By the end of the show, we will all know who Anthony. I think that's true. Yeah, we're having a nice time. Yeah, now
the allure, I can feel it stripping away.
Yeah, it's by maybe the end of it. Yeah,
I can feel.
What can you do to bring it back up? I mean, you got any like sort of thoughts about how we can put the allure back on?
On me?
Yeah.
I guess I got to throw out another thing that would confound you.
No, if
not
you're
a bad thing.
Okay. Because if your thing is to say something else like kids fucking animals, that actually was what. No, was I the first caller? Yes, Sam, you were. Tonight's topic is life's little moments.
Life's little moments.
Which is funny because I was asking in the Discord because I was like, I think I've done this one already, and no, what it is that I had done. Life's little mysteries. So we've done life's little moments.
Yeah.
Or mysteries. Tonight it's life's little moments.
Mysteries would be good. Life's little moments. Well, we had a
moment.
A little moment when you meet someone and you go, hey, I think I like this guy.
Yeah. We're like new friends.
And but then
did you do a life's little boners episode? I don't Anthony's bringing out the crude talk tonight.
I feel like my whole life is just a series of little boners.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name and what are you calling about?
Hey, it's Mitch.
Hey, Mitch. How are you?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Nice.
Are you calling about anything
Yeah, and I'm
specific?
good too, Mitch. Thanks for asking.
How you doing, Anthony?
Condescending.
Grindless energy.
Life's little moments.
Yeah, life's little moments.
I took a nice long walk today.
Great. Perfect.
It was nice. A perfect time. Like it was still cloudy out. It was cool in the morning. Finally starting to cool down here in LA, getting a little bit of the fall feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And nice long walk. See the sights, take it in.
Yeah.
Normally try to make a habit of calling the family back home at least like once a week during a walk, giving me something to do, something to focus on. And on my way back up to my apartment, this little lizard just hanging out on the cement wall. And, he's like, normally you walk by those guys and they just scurry away. But like, this guy's just hanging out. And he was like blinking and hanging out. So I know he wasn't just busted lizard, just a broken lizard. As,
it wasn't broken.
The fellas of Super Troopers would label themselves. just vibing with this guy. I'm just like, yeah, it's warming up at the end of my walk. Like it's starting to get warm and the sun's coming out, but yeah, just hanging with this guy.
Perfect.
I love that.
Just perfect.
little
Mitch, you
moment
really
right there.
you took the assignment A fucking plus. That is one of life's little moments.
Yeah.
In a fucking nutshell, put a
yeah.
bow on it. Santa made it for Christmas. I mean, that is amazing. That's
I can
perfect.
relate. Absolutely. I have a very similar little moment every morning. I go, oh, and here's something for you. I spend the first few hours of every morning behind our house. There's a 4-foot wide little walkway. And I go out there and there's a big gray brick wall. And I go out there with my coffee and I sit and I stare at the wall for 3 hours. But first thing in the morning, when no one has gotten up yet and the world's still quiet, if I look down the wall, I just see a series of lizards. They like are in a line every like 20 feet, just going down this, and they're all just like sitting on the wall, sunning themselves.
Can I make a suggestion?
You know what I'm talking about, Mitch? I'm trying to describe it in a more cinematic.
I'm trying to make.
If you see it, you can understand how cinematic
That sounds
it
great.
is.
I want to make
It's
a
just
suggestion.
down a long
I was suggesting. You got a computer? You got a computer?
Yeah.
All right. It's the morning. Go out. It's 3 hours. Take 5 minutes for the next week. Right? 3 hours. That's about like 4% of that time, something like that. 5 minutes out of each. You got internet access out there?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Open Google Docs. Start a new Google Doc. You know what you're going to title it?
What?
Resume. And then you're going to start writing what you damn fucking your job experience is. Every day you get a couple more words in. By the end of the week, you might be able to fucking get out there and get a fucking job, bro.
Mornings is my time to go stare at the wall.
Mornings is your time to go stare. I didn't know.
When my wife comes out,
what's
she
the broken
knows
lizard joke?
She's not allowed to talk to me.
Not allowed to talk to you. Wait, I didn't get that reference.
It was kind of a little diversion in the middle of it. I was like thinking, I was about to call the lizard. I was like, maybe this is a busted lizard. Like, maybe it's like, breathing its last or something. But like, then I realized, oh, broken lizard. Those are the guys who did like, I think Super Troopers is the big one they did.
Oh, it's the guys that made Super Troopers.
It's the comedy troupe.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's their ensemble. They did like
Super
the one where they're
Troopers.
all waiters. I think there was like one where
I didn't see that one. Beer? Did they do a beer
not
one?
waiting.
No, that's what
Beer. They did Beer Fest. Yeah,
Beer
Fest. Beer Fest.
I liked
They
Beer
did Beer
Fest.
Fest.
Super
Big-
Troopers.
Big kind of the last days of when your comedy movie being on DVD could like.
Oh, yeah,
make you a
Club
lot of
Dread.
money. Like, yeah, that's the group. Those are the guys.
I think Club Dread. I don't remember. I think one of them might have fake dreadlocks, and I want to say if we look back, there might be someone in blackface.
In Super Troopers?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I'm picturing the poster of Club Dread, and I feel like one of them played like a Rasta guy. Right?
Let's look this up.
Let's look at it.
I mean, it tracks for 04. That's kind of
I can't count it out.
That's kind of the second Bush administration kind of is just sort of I feel it's kind of like the spiritual low point of American society and kind of comedy reflecting as a whole. Like, obviously things aren't great now, but like back then it feels like you just throw a rock and there's so many of those.
That's
there was
true.
one that that Brain Dead just showed. I couldn't make to this Brain Dead screening, but there's one called Masked and Anonymous. It's this 2003 because it was the 20th anniversary. And this movie is crazy. I'd never heard of it before they announced the screening. It was Larry Charles' directing debut. And it has John Goodman, Jeff Bridges, Luke Wilson, Penelope Cruz.
Crazy.
Co-written by and co-starring Bob Dylan. Like it's a Bob Dylan screenplay.
Wow.
But in the trailer when they're just going through this like machine gun of big names, you see Academy Award nominee Ed Harris and just blackface. He is in full like minstrel, red lips, Like, I'm sure they're doing some kind of like metatextual point with it, but just like, oh shit, Academy Award nominee right there.
It feels like the 2000s were all about like, we know blackface is wrong, but we're doing a metatextual point on it. Like we're sort of deconstructing it.
And,
you know?
And like the Stella TV show, the Stella like David Wayne, Showalter, Ian Black, they fully do like a blackface joke on there, and they're just like they're doing it to cover injuries that they're embarrassed about, but it is still just
You're
those
still
three guys
yeah.
strutting down the street in blackface.
Sure.
You know when you want a little lemon water and you take half a lemon and you don't have a juicer, so you're just squeezing it with your hand into a big jug of water, and then you get to the end and you know you've squeezed it as hard as you can, but you go, I know there's a little bit, so you know what? I'm just going to throw the rest of the lemon in there, let it soak. That's what blackface in the 90s was. It was like, I know we can't squeeze harder, but we could just toss the lemon.
If we just have the whole lemon, like, we'll probably do something.
It'll get a little, there's still a little essence to be.
Yeah.
Totally. And it was in Club Dread, it looks like Jay Chandrasekhar, the Indian member of the troupe, has dreadlocks.
Oh, well, he's Indian. That's not, I mean, he's not doing blackface.
But is it if you wear dreadlocks? If you wear fake dreadlocks?
I don't really think either you or I or Mitch particularly should, are kind of.
Would it be okay? Would it be okay for a black guy to wear like a fake bindi and pretend to be Indian in a movie?
Yeah. No, that's true.
I think.
Well,
it's
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, and this is what I was thinking of. Bamboozled, the Spike Lee movie, like one of the best Spike Lee movies. That's the like he's kind of doing.
And that's not saying much.
That
guy's movies suck.
You don't like Spike Lee? You don't like Do the Right Thing?
That's the only good one.
Holy shit!
Sorry, go ahead, Mitch.
Bamboozled. That's like early digital video. That's like Damon Wayans is playing like a TV executive who's fully doing a producer's. I want to pitch something so awful it will get me fired from this network I hate working at, and so he goes to his boss. Michael Rappaport, and he pitches a full-on minstrel show, and they make it, and it's two like young black dancers. Savion Glover is one of them. It's like a rare performance from him because normally he's just in the choreography side of things, but he actually acts in this. And like they do a full like blackface, burnt cork, lipstick. The Roots are the house band for the show, and they're all in blackface.
That honestly sounds really good.
The real world stuff is filmed in DV, but then when we see what the show is filming, it switches to super lush, like 16 millimeter film. It's shot by Ellen Kuras, kind of low key, one of the goated cinematographers. She would like shoot Eternal Sunshine a few years later.
Yeah.
And like Jada Pinkett Smith is like Marlon Wayans' assistant, and she falls in love with one of the performers. And like, even for Spike Lee, it is an angry movie. Like it is. That
sounds good. And yeah, I really want to watch it. I never heard of that. That sounds really good.
I just realized it's kind of.
Got a disc.
Oh, go ahead, Mitch.
It's got a disc on Criterion. It comes and goes from the channel, from the streaming service. But yeah, they have a Blu-ray of it.
Cool.
It's a funny movie to put on Blu-ray because of that DV. It's kind of impossible to clean it up too much. Like you kind of have that Inland Empire. Everything here kind of looks like shit, but it's a filmmaker who knows how to use the format. And it's cool. It's astonishing.
Cool. Yeah. When it come out?
And then it came out in, I think it's 2001 because he does 25th Hour right after. And that kind of starts what we now know of as like the Spike Lee kind of renaissance. He's like, interesting in that he's had multiple kind of comebacks, like multiple. Oh, Spike Lee is back.
Yeah.
Like I personally find everything he does to be at the very least interesting, but he's like someone where it's like, Do the Right Thing is an explosion on the scene. Malcolm X is like a big purposive statement. Even with like Black Klansman a few years ago, it's kind of Spike Lee is back. So I think Bamboozled kind of had the timing. I want to say it's 2001 because it's right before that sort of.
I never thought about how much it's sort of him doing like Robert Downey. Like it feels like kind of his Robert Downey movie. You know what I mean?
Like
it feels like
yeah. No, that I was given that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, and
Damn.
Robert Downey in a wonderful way, I think, is always kind of taking the piss in his stuff. Like he's always like, there's like always kind of an eye winking the whole time. It's like, I know this isn't like, and it's kind of like the angry version with Bamboozled. It is kind of, this is absurd, but I have a point to make with this. And it's really something. The museum ran a 35 millimeter print of it while Spike Lee's exhibit was still up. And it was at 5 p.m. while I was at work. So I'm very upset about missing that on film, but the Blu-ray is terrific. And yeah, it comes and goes from the channel.
He does. Spike Lee's got some credit. He's a fun director to just say that he sucks because people go.
It's so tough because it's Do the Right Thing is so good.
Yeah. Also, because just reply. Yeah. Bamboozle better. Do the Right Thing's undoubtedly. He like peaked and then it's just been a series of experiments, I feel like.
I think he's one of the guy he's also one of those dudes where he's like, this feels like an insane comparison, but like an M. Night Shyamalan where it's like the swing is always so incredibly huge that you gotta respect it. Like it's always like he's taking a big fucking swing.
Well, but I also think about it in this context, like him and Kevin Smith, you had a bunch of like early 90s male directors that did make a movie that hit big, and then we're just given chance after chance to try. And then you think about
cheaply.
and you think about how hard it was for Kelly Reichardt to make her just her second movie. And like Nina Menkes never even properly got to make a real movie. It is like kind of astounding to be like the 90s really was. If you were a man, you just got to keep trying.
If you were very Gen X,
you got you just got into Sundance once. It was like you get to try for the rest of your life.
I would say even more so than Sundance. Like you think of, I don't know how much they shot Do the Right Thing for. I gotta imagine it wasn't that much. But you think of like M. Night, like the fucking like Sixth Sense made $1 bajillion and like cost barely anything. You know, and Kevin Smith is the same way. Like Clerks should cost nothing.
I think he made it for $40, 6 cents.
Really?
And that was just for juice for the kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, why would the kid need juice? He's dead.
No, in real life for the actor. Like he kept getting thirsty. He got thirsty and tired on set. So he just needed $40 of apple juice to keep the kid going.
That's all a kid needs is apple juice?
Yeah, and then they didn't need any. The rest of the movie, there was no cost or anything.
No. Bruce Willis did it for free?
Yeah.
He's a ghost too. So
Tony Collette tried to take one of the juices and Haley Joel Osment slapped her hand away.
Yeah, because he's a fucking star and he knew it. And then he was Sora in Kingdom Hearts. So.
Ooh, you're making...
I feel like she's got to have It's Not Bad, but it's I
don't know if
it feels like
it
feels like a.
Excuse me.
It's not. It's just like not quite there for me.
Yeah.
Well, to kind of circle on that notion of like the blank check and the keep working, I think that is kind of the interesting distinction with a lot of filmmakers, especially in America, where it is like so financially tied, like to filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like kind of on the brain right now is John Waters because the museum's exhibit on him is opening this weekend.
Oh, I want to see that.
And so we're all very much in the John Waters mindset, and he is kind of a little bit of both worlds on that, where he started with like the no budget, like Pink Flamingos, like Multiple Maniacs, like just these literally let's me and all my freaky Baltimore friends like make these crazy movies, and like literally did just watch Pink Flamingos with a room full of people about my age, like earlier this week, and it is still like people getting up and leaving the room, people
it's
covering
horrible.
their eyes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is it?
It's a pretty wretched movie for a lot.
Because like Crybaby has like a real budget and like Serial Mom. What movie made them start giving him money? Do you guys know?
Well, Hairspray was his like first studio shoot. Hairspray was when he got like a studio budget.
Right.
And he is interesting in that way, where I think he is kind of comparable to Spike Lee in that way, where even with the higher budget and higher resources, he has very much kept like a core theme, like core fascinations, like literally staying in Baltimore. Like it would be so easy for him to do the move to Hollywood, use like A-listers, but kind of making Hollywood come to him in that way.
Totally.
That kind of feels completely undoable now. And so he does like Hairspray, he does Crybaby, he does
Serial
Mom.
Polyester
He has like
turning point.
Serial
Polyester.
I think Polyester was actually the first.
Polyester was still like almost no budget, and it's still weird, but I feel like it was him sort of being like, look, I can take my sensibility
and put it on,
and make a movie that's not gonna like drive people away.
Yeah.
And then I feel like that got people to be like, well, if we put a little money into this, maybe there's something here.
And I think he made more money off selling the rights to the musical Hairspray than like anything else. I'm pretty sure. I think that
he has fully said.
Yeah.
He'll fully say that, and I think Hairspray was still ultimately his most commercially successful film, like based purely on like budget and box office. And then he kind of, as of now, I know he's got a new one in the works that's on pause right now with strikes. But because he wrote a novel a year or two ago that he's adapting into a new film, a new screenplay. And with
is it the one that's the memoir of his life or no?
No, this one's a novel. This one is Liar Mouth.
God,
this one's like a full fiction piece.
We're gonna get an awful John. Do you guys think we're gonna get? I think we're gonna get an awful John Waters biopic in our lifetime. Timothy Chalamet when he hits 40, straight up. I'm calling it now. Here, if Timothy Chalamet it'll be like his Leo moment where he becomes like it switches. It's him playing John Waters. Boom, there you go. I'm calling it. You owe me a lot of fucking money if that comes true.
Calling it.
We're calling it.
I want to play. I'll play David Lowery.
And tying it together, like I think with Dirty Shame, his most recent one, which I still need to watch. I'm highly curious, but from like after looking in kind of that kind of 04 Broken Lizard, like gross out comedy moment, like I think he was very savvy to look at what the tea leaves and be like, oh, all these studios are buying these like sicko comedies. Yeah. What if I come in and pitch that? Yeah. And I do my own riff, and I get Johnny Knoxville and Selma Blair and Tracy Ullman to sign on.
Totally.
And so yeah, I've only still seen Pink Flamingos and Hairspray because we watched Hairspray in training, and I'd seen Pink Flamingos before. But it's nice that it's not like an overwhelming.
Pink Flamingos is so insane. David from Shrimp Boys is unrecognizable as John Waters. That's really funny, Bowmore. They're going to make Miles Teller in a fat suit eat dog shit. Yeah, Miles Teller's playing Divine. You think Miles Teller's going to play Divine? Okay.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
I like they're going to make him.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to. And they're still going to kill chickens because we're going to go full circle on that. Yeah, it's going to be fine again.
The chicken's really going to die.
Chicken's really going to die. They're going to do the baby and the... For me...
Desperate Living, I think, is the overlooked masterpiece. Polyester is, I agree, maybe the masterpiece, but Desperate Living is...
What is Desperate Living?
Insane. It's about this like upper middle class suburban woman that her husband's abusive, and then she has her maid who's poor and black, like kills him. She like sits on his face and suffocates him, and then they go on the run together, and they run into the woods, and they find like a shanty village, but it's like constructed to be like an old-timey village where for some reason it's just laid out in the plot. I think there's like police officers chasing them, and then they stop and kind of explain that it's like the city just ruled that within that jurisdiction, any criminal is like can't be arrested. And the idea is that criminals will just go live there.
Yeah.
And it's run, and Edith Macy, the egg lady, plays the queen of this town, and she's just insane. And then it's just and they built this like little village in the woods, and it's just all of them playing insane criminals.
And
there's
so
this,
sick.
and then there's this like power struggle and like weird little like drama that plays out
in this
weird village.
Like the inciting, it's like the thing about sitting on his face is just to get us to the village. Basically.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like they have to live there because they're murderers now.
Right. That's insane. Right?
Well, the opening, I've seen like the opening scene, because the opening scene is like this 3-minute long like screaming meltdown that Mink Stole has when the neighborhood kids break her window with a baseball, and like that's a legend moment. I'm very excited to see Desperate Living, because that's the only one when before Divine passed where that doesn't have her in it, and so that kind of gets overlooked by a lot of people for that, because him and Divine worked together on everything except for that one. I think it was just a pure scheduling situation on that. But like I'm curious to watch it. I think the museum's showing that one on a film print, because they're running all of his movies over the next few weeks.
I gotta fucking go see. Yeah, that'd be so fun to see some of those movies in theaters. I mean, I feel like those are well. I mean, some of them get runs. Like, you know, they'll do Pink Flamingo screenings, but like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'll check in.
And like New Bev did Polyester not too long ago. I think Idiots just did it. And I think both had those Odorama cards, like the scratch and sniffs, because there's like 8 different moments in Polyester where it's like, okay, numbers flashing on the screen, time to scratch and sniff the card that you have.
And it smells like piss or something. I paid so much in high school to buy a packet of those off of eBay.
From the original, like, wow, that's so
It was
cool.
like someone selling like original from the original run. And now I think all the ones they use are still sometimes like originals. Like they just had so many left over.
Wow.
But
so you got upcharged.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff you got to be doing when you sell those books.
Well, that's why I'm...
Mitch, thank you for calling in, my man. Always great to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. As always, if either of you want tickets to the museum or the exhibit, let me know.
Go. Maybe we can go.
He is going to be there for 2 screenings on Sunday. Sunday is opening day. He's coming in to do an Eat Your Makeup live commentary, and he is going to be there for Serial Mom. Anthony, I think I sent tickets for you and Megan for both of those. I can double check.
You're going.
I've got my own.
You can go too.
I've got my own little personal standby line for those. But yeah, those films are going to run, and then the exhibit's open for almost a year, so you got time.
Oh, awesome! I'm going to definitely go see the exhibit. Yeah, Mitch, I need to hit you up about that, because I do want to go. I still haven't been to the Academy Museum, just the gift shop, because I got to buy more Totoro.
100%.
All right, well, take care, my friend.
Absolutely.
Hope you're well.
You a big Totoro guy?
Both.
Yeah, he's crazy, man.
Have a good night.
Take care.
Who's Freak Scene?
That's Robbie from Houston, one of the loyal viewers.
This is the I've never met anyone who's as big a John Waters freak as I am.
Really?
Yeah.
I have my time to John Waters is I grew up in DC, and for me it was like my dad showed me a bunch of John Waters movies when I was like in high school, because he's like, this is a guy who grew up around here, like his Baltimore, who's like does crazy shit. Like you should know about this, and he like showed me fucking Pink Flamingos and stuff, and I've always liked him for that reason. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure that.
Yeah, when I was 14. My dad rented Pink Flamingos and was like, go to the basement and watch this. And he was like, I'm not going to watch it with you, but go watch it. And ever since then,
he was like, it's like, it's like, you like this weird shit? Like, all right, here, go. This is it. This is what you like, this shit? Yeah.
Did he think he would cure you?
No. It wasn't a scared straight. I think it was like, I think if you're a dad that knows about Pink Flamingos, you're going to recognize if your son's a kid that's going to like want to see Pink Flamingos, you know? Yeah. Like, it's like, my dad was like, oh, okay, I think this kid's like enough like me where it's like, I think he's going to like understand why this is a good movie, you know? Yeah. Every horror thing that happens, I think it makes you forget about the horror thing that happened before it rocks. That's true. What's wrong with the movie? There's a bunch of crazy shit in it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of crazy shit in Pink Flamingos. You just, that's all we'll say on here. Do you think
it's a bunch of stuff you wouldn't want to talk about?
Definitely, yeah.
I feel like the whole
not
movie
off screen. It was just more like in this context.
Sure.
Do you think that if you and I went to the Academy Museum, we would have enough to talk about for the whole time we were there?
Yeah.
I think so, too.
Wait, are we doing the entire Academy Museum? Every exhibit?
Until we decide it's lunchtime.
Oh, we're just there for the morning?
Probably the morning, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we'll have a nice lunch, and we'll be talking over lunch too. I think we could do it.
How long is it?
How long is Pink Flamingo? I have no idea. It's not that long, I imagine. That'd be cool, Mitch. I would really like that.
We're going Sunday the 23rd.
You're saying Serial Mom.
Serial Mom and Eat Your Makeup.
Have you seen Serial Mom before?
Mm-hmm.
I really like Serial Mom.
Serial Mom's great.
It's like fun. It's like she's so good in it. It's like fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's like so fun, and it's like that movie is like it's what's her face, Kathleen Turner, right? Serial Mom. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's I think for me too. Because they're all in Baltimore, all of those neighborhoods, like that movie especially because it's more suburban, just looks exactly like where I grew up, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So it's very like, a lot of those movies are very comforting to me for that reason. We have another call coming in. I do need to get more water really quick.
It's cool that people are able to view. Yeah, Eat Your Makeup I think it's never been screened before.
Really?
Or maybe, I mean, in like very limited capacity, but maybe it's the first public screening, and he's gonna be there in person to do like live commentary as it screens, and that's it. Yeah, that and Serial Mom, he'll be there. You know what? I have no desire to keep talking as soon as Luke's out of the room. This Sunday. Thanks, Mitch.
I sweated so much from my nap, man. I got dehydrated.
I kind of went dead as soon as you left the room.
You went dead? You just like sat here in silence?
Well, I thought I could just keep talking to entertain people, but then I said, I don't feel like it.
Oh.
I said
that
I also
stinks.
I'm also
usually
I'm comfortable sitting here for 30 seconds.
You know what's so
in
funny?
silence.
Always when I go out of the room, I always say, can you just like kind of, run things while I'm gone? But I thought, God, I mean, he certainly has paid enough for improv classes over the years where he could probably figure out that on his own. But I guess
to keep
not.
things going?
Yeah.
I felt like I could, but then it just feels weird. And then I said, you know what? I don't have to do anything I don't want to do.
So you just sat there in silence.
Yeah.
Okay. Little sneak peek that the exhibit will have no filming section with scenes from the first films, including Eat Your Makeup. Yeah. Oh, is it because they don't want like people to post it on TikTok and be like, this is not okay? They're gonna try and cancel John Waters. You notice they're trying to cancel everything. We got a call coming
trying
in.
to cancel John Waters?
You can't really cancel John Waters. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
Hey there, it's Bowmore.
Momore, how are you, my friend?
Bowmore.
I was calling in to back you up on. He's got to work on that resume. He's got to get punched up.
Thank you. You know what? I gotta be real. I was pretty confident that riff was gonna get like. I really did a lot of setup. You basically gave me nothing. I thought I was gonna get a big laugh
On that riff?
Yeah, on the resume thing. Did you see it coming, or it just like wasn't? It was like.
I think it was too much setup.
Okay.
I was thinking so much setup, something really weird's coming, and then
I think the get a job slob
I'm just
bit is
roasting your
golden.
ass.
I think it's good.
I gotta be real. I was pretty confident, but I mean, that's sort of the crazy ephemeral thing about this thing we call comedy.
Comedy? Yeah.
Kids try and cancel the Hairspray musical on TikTok. Tisk tisk. The movie theater, it's a music clearing situation, but we'll tell people that John wants to keep a special experience like the Miyazaki shorts you can only see. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, Bowmore, let's dig into it. So you don't want to get a job?
What's up?
You don't want to get a job?
No.
Nah. That's what I'm saying, man. You're tall, dark, and handsome.
Having a gig job can feel like being your own boss. You can really just lie and say anything to those people.
But
having
then,
a gig job?
I fix TVs for Samsung, or for somebody who works for Samsung. There's many intermediaries between me and Samsung, and I basically work for no one. I basically work for a supercomputer somewhere that doesn't care whether
That's the dream, right?
I get to sign my name as a little squiggle. They ask me to sign my name on everything, and I just write I could write fuck every time, and it doesn't matter.
Right, because on a computer, until they get sued.
Yeah, I could see that.
Fuck, and they're like, fuck, we can't find him.
Well, I'm not pushing my luck, but I would just say, sorry, that's my signature. It looks a little bit weird.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see where it's like everything's so you're just answering to a phone now anyway.
Yeah.
That what does it
Yeah,
matter?
it's
Who gives-
easy.
But it's just the I have to wake up every day and not know what's going to happen.
Interesting.
I don't want to ever wake up. I don't want to ever do something where I'm just like, I know what the rest of as soon as I have a thing, I go, okay, now I know what the rest of my life's going to be.
And then
I feel trapped and dead.
I understand that. I was just house sitting last week. I had to house sit for my parents, and I just quit a day gig that I've been doing. And I've been basically unmoored for like the last 10 days. I've been getting up at my parents' house, feeding their pets, and then going, okay, what do I do besides start answering my phone at 4 p.m. today, and waking up at 8 o'clock. It's the don't smoke pot challenge in between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m.
See, it's interesting because my ethos on this has always been job, maximum amount of money, least amount of hours, most amount of my ability to fuck around. Anthony and Colin got to lift burgers from the Draft House during the. Yeah, I'll be there.
Did you get a ticket?
Is it sold out?
No, for L.A.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna buy a ticket right after this. I really want to see this movie. It's selling fast.
They're selling fast.
Shit, I'll buy tonight. I see because my whole thing is like I've been moved from I've had a million different jobs, but ever since I graduated college, maximum amount of money, least amount of effort. That's always been my goal with everything. I tutored the SATs. By the end of it, I was going on my phone the entire time. You know what I mean? Not good. I'm not proud of that.
Yeah.
But that's always been my thing. And it's like work a remote job, but like I'm like maximizing the time I'm sleeping and working on other stuff or playing video games. The Deadpool ethos, if you will. Yeah. Damn. All right. That's always been my thing with it. Is like find a job where it's like you take the least. Yeah. And so that's okay for me because I know these things aren't the rest of my life, Yeah. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just sharing my personal philosophy on it.
Do you burn out though?
I do.
I feel like
sometimes.
the downside of that.
Yeah.
People seek out easiness, thinking this will be good because I want it to be easy. But you realize that if you're not constantly challenged, you get depressed.
Well,
so it's the emotional. It's like waking up and being.
I think Luke and I are both heavily motivated by the kid in the candy store feeling. That just got paid today, got me a pocket full of change feeling.
I do like that feeling.
I do like
that feeling. But for me,
it's video game.
It's 30-year-old man looking at the new skins in Fortnite store. Yeah. But
just got paid today.
I think no, but see, for me, if I'm completely, I can't do art if I don't have a job. Like and I don't need a lot, but I need something to push up against. I need to be pissed off at like I'm tutoring and I don't want to be doing it, and that makes me do the other stuff. And I've always been that way. Like if I like don't have a job, I work much less hard on creative stuff. Like and I don't know why. I can't if I have endless hours, I actually don't do endless amount of work.
Yeah, I see that side.
So I need, and I don't want to work 40 hours a week because right now I'm working 40 hours a week and trying to do like this and a million other things is making me go crazy. But I do like having a job where it's like 10, 20 hours a week gives me just enough to be like, all right, I'm going to do this really fast. And then I'm like, I have to work on the other stuff fast because then I know I have this other thing coming. And that like kind of lights that fire.
Luke, you just put a yin and a yang together for me. You just put one of life's little moments together for me. So if I had a completely open-ended job, where I had to be self-motivated and I had 20 hours worth a week to do, I would procrastinate it all. I would ruin my life that way by having total freedom. If I had total regimentation and I had to be at work, 14 hours a day, take my meals at work, go have maybe 8 hours free a day, that would be a waste of effort too. I have to balance back and forth, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're agreeing with me. I couldn't tell what you were saying at first.
Yeah. Both all work and no play is a time warp where nothing gets done, and all play and no work.
Totally. That's how I feel.
Just as bad.
That's why I'm always looking for this happy medium, which is I never want to be working 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Ever. Because I can't. We're talking about like making money work.
It made me sick as a dog.
Yeah. And then, but I also can't, if I'm given a like blank check and I just like doing my thing, that also puts me in like a reverse state of just like complete lethargy too. It's crazy. I don't know what it is, but I felt it. It's like, I need like a little bit of homework to procrastinate to do the stuff I really want to do, you know, almost.
It motivates me to know that there's no safety net.
Interesting. Yeah.
So it's going, because I'm kind of exaggerating when I say I'm just staring at the wall.
Right.
I'm really just writing every morning.
Oh, okay.
But I am also, if Meg comes out, she finds me just staring at the wall often.
Sometimes that's right. I mean,
and I do get mad at her if she tries to talk to me.
Yeah.
I used to write a lot of music, and the best time to get up and write is first thing in the morning when you're still thinking about your dream that you woke up from. That's when your brain is most electric.
How about you write that resume?
I don't have anything to put on a resume.
I guess I don't really either. I never had LinkedIn.
Yeah.
What do I got?
It doesn't really, you don't need to spark the creativity to write a resume. You kind of got to buckle down, knuckle down on that one.
It's, there's a good, I used to feel, I have felt that way where I'm like, I need a day job to make me be like, I don't want this to be my life.
Yeah.
But then maybe the last day job I had, I did kind of like enough where I got used to it.
Can I ask what it was?
I worked at a coffee shop.
Uh-huh.
And I was a barista, but then I also became a roaster. Mm-hmm. And I was in there roasting the beans.
And you liked it.
And I was like, you know what? I kind of like this.
Yeah.
I could. There was a moment where I was like, I could be happy
Roasting
just
these
doing
beans.
this.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life and like as a hobby.
You could have been Tony the Roaster.
I could have been Tony Roast.
Tony the Roaster? Is that a character or is that something you made up?
I think he just made it up.
Anthony. Oh, because your name's Anthony.
He could have been it's what might have been.
It sounds like
It's
it's
what
like it sounds like a Howard Stern member of the Howard Stern crew.
The Life's Not Lived.
Yeah, Tony the Roaster.
Roaster.
Once they have to clean it up so they can't have mentally disabled people on there.
Anymore cereal.
So they gotta have
Wasn't there like a
characters that are
cereal? No, there's a guy who's just instead of he's not mentally handicapped, he's just Italian. They're like, it's like
Gary Delabate?
Wasn't there a serial killer that would call into the Howard?
Oh, a serial killer.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about, Bullmore? Are you a Howard Stern head? I'm not really, but people have told me this.
Man, one of my coworkers listens to Howard Stern every fucking day, and like I know more about Howard Stern than I want to, but no, I'm not familiar with the serial killer.
I think that there was like proof that there was a guy who would call in and claim he was a serial killer, and then they figured out he was a serial killer.
This sounds familiar, but
that sounds like Howard Stern. Yeah.
But, you know, I'm just so happy they didn't stop during 9/11. They kept going. Do you know that?
No.
They didn't stop.
They had Rudy on.
They didn't stop the show
on 9/11.
On 9/11.
But did he start talking about 9/11 or did they just
like
keep
a moment
going?
of silence, and then they were like, "All right, you dumb fuckers." No, I think it was kind of sad.
Wow.
Turning into 20. Yeah, I also think watching Howard Stern. They were on the radio going, "This is crazy." Yeah. Anna Kendrick just directed a movie about that serial killer who made it onto a dating game show. Netflix just bought it.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's Netflix. I thought it was just Ted Bundy was on the dating game or whatever. Is that not right? I don't know.
That sounds right also.
Yeah. Wasn't he on the dating game?
Yeah. How many serial killers do you think are out there?
Currently?
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably less than there used to be because they can go into chat rooms now and kind of talk it out.
What with podcasts and stuff? I think there's less because we're catching them because of the podcast and the documentaries.
I mean, that legit. Whatever you want to say about true crime, it is true. Like I do think it keeps you on your motherfucking toes if you want to slice up some ladies, or men, or guys.
Slice up.
My parents are both reporters. They're obsessed with true crime.
Really?
I'm tired of it. I'm so fucking tired of it.
But they're kind of doing the real version of it. They're not just armchair. They're real reporters.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, they love. So a lot of times 4 people get murdered, but they love it when it's. There was this book they had about the Amish murderers. This guy killed his whole family. It's all described in gruesome detail. And I remember her reading this whole book and then turning on the damn local news, and it's like, poor guy kills his whole family, and no one's writing a true crime book about that. and just the whole thing frustrates me.
Because it's like, it's not like sexy. It's just like sad and horrible.
Right.
And Mitch says there's
white people don't turn it on and look at it and say, that could be me.
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, that's always a thing. That's a really interesting thing. DC Sniper happened. You remember the DC Sniper?
Oh yeah.
Is a big thing. This is I learned about this on a true crime podcast.
Why did I say it like that?
Oh yeah.
I went, oh yeah.
In
that moment,
what
I really put it on for the show.
Oh yeah.
You know, Luke, before you get going, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt and say I assume you're listening to well-sourced, good true crime podcasts, not the ones my colleagues listen to.
No, I mean, and I don't listen to it on This Is You're Wrong About, which is a good podcast, and they do good data. But it was just, it reminded me of what you said, Bowmore, because something they brought up is like, and I remember this happening, is they thought it was a serial killer because he was fooling all the like they were leaving tarot cards and like notes and like all this like shit. Like they were doing the full Zodiac killer thing. And then the news found out both of them were black. And they were like, oh, they're not serial killers. Like they literally just were like, nope, they can't be serial killers then.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. The Beltway Sniper. Yeah.
Mitch makes a good point. That's probably all.
Yeah.
It's just mass shooters.
Yeah. That now serial killers are mass shooters. I think that's probably true. Disaffected youth. Yeah. That's crazy. I think that's right. Yeah.
I remember hearing about it. It was anthrax was going on.
Bro, you know,
in Tennessee, we were worried.
I've talked about this triple threat.
There's a nuclear power plant in Tennessee, and I remember a kid in school telling me, you know, like 2 days after September 11th, like, you know, we're way up on the list because there's a power plant in Oak Ridge, like 200 miles from us. We're way up on the list.
They're not coming to you.
We thought they were, though.
Well, I'm in third grade, right? Towers go down. 8 months later, anthrax hits. 2 months after that, DC Sniper. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I guess the whole world is like this. I kind of
you were in
deflected
third
that
grade.
With a joke. Yeah, I'm pretty young.
How old was that? 8?
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
I was
9.
18.
You were 18.
Am I 10 years older than you?
How old are you?
40.
I'm 30. There you go.
What a world.
What a world.
Closest frame of reference you have to that is like
that's wild.
Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Right. You were more of like a Super Nintendo guy, maybe even original Nintendo. Did you ever any part of you want to join the military?
I did NES and then Genesis and then N64.
Cool.
Those were my.
What do you have for Genesis?
All the Sonic games were the big ones. Oh, Maximum Carnage.
That's a fun
Did you
game.
play that one?
Ooh.
Did you play Maximum Carnage?
That's a run and gun? You run down the thing?
No. The Spider-Man game.
Oh,
with Venom.
And Carnage. That's a great game. It's a side
really
scroller.
Fucking difficult.
Yeah. God, Carnage. That's great. I was obsessed. I really liked Carnage as a kid.
I couldn't get the web swinging to work. I could never get him to swing with the web.
That sucks.
Yeah, I think I rarely made it past like the second or third level, which is like the park that you go through.
I can look at the box art. I can see the box art.
Toe Jam and Earl.
Toe Jam and Earl, sure.
The Beavis and Butthead.
I didn't know there was a game.
Video game where you have
to play Guar at the end. They play Jack the World by Guar at the end.
You go through the TV into different worlds, and they bought tickets to Guar, and then I think the neighbor's dog eats them and then vomits them, or I think they get sucked into a lawnmower. But all the pieces get scattered, and you have to go through these worlds to get the pieces. Yeah.
That's a great idea for a game.
It was a great game.
That's a great game. Wait, what? Did you want to join the military at all when 9/11 happened?
No.
Any part of you was like, I want to join the military? No part of you.
No.
Not even a little bit.
No. I had to.
That's where you and I.
If you think about it, it's kind of the worst time to join.
It was a big deal.
Wait,
9/11.
That explain.
My first reaction was like, this kind of stuff happens all over the world.
Right.
Like, I was like,
fucking
it sucks, but I wasn't like, fuck. I was like, this. My parents had to like help put it in perspective.
Right.
And I still am like, it's a terrible tragedy, but there's still worse.
You know what my first reaction was?
What?
Great, more time to play Animal Crossing on the GameCube.
Hell yeah.
And I did. And I went home and I played Animal Crossing and I was fucking excited about it. And I had a play date with my next door neighbor. It was great.
Third grade. Wait, did you ever want to be in the?
No.
Okay.
No, I was just curious. Like, I mean, Because Bowmore, you're closer to my age. I mean, you weren't thinking military.
I was in 6th grade.
Yeah. So you weren't. I mean, you weren't.
By the time I was 18, it was 2008, and we had kind of seen what the belligerents had wrought.
Right. It was sort of like, oh, okay, so it's maybe not impressive to go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's impressive, but it's maybe not the smart move.
Right. You didn't Adam Driver that shit, Anthony.
Yeah, it fucked up.
Yeah.
He went right away.
I think it's like he tried.
Did he really?
Yeah, he joined up.
Yeah.
He goes to 9/11, and then got out, and then went to Juilliard, and then got on girls, and the rest is history.
I'll bet that helped with the girls.
Well, it's someone was telling me on the GI Bill.
Oh, got on girls the show. I thought you meant he went to Juilliard and got on girls.
He got on girls. That's how I'm I don't think I'd describe fucking as getting on girls.
I got on some girls.
That's kind
last
of
night.
nasty.
Hey, I don't know you, man.
I would say that. Yeah.
That's fair enough, man. That's fair enough. I'm getting on some girls. Ugh.
That's interesting. You were almost young enough that you don't have a lot of memories pre 9/11. I mean, like hazy. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
No, that's true.
You're just starting
Third
to
and
have
fourth grade is where you really,
consciousness.
yeah. Where you start coming alive. I remember going to the airport and it wasn't a big fucking deal. Luke, remember that guy on the dating Twitch stream who was in the military and then used the GI Bill to go to the Hollywood School of Acting? Me and Zeke have been watching this stream on Twitch that's like this e-girl who does like speed dating. And like it's so clear to, I think, most people watching it that she's not going to date the people. But the people who come on, like, I think legit think they have a chance with her. And it's like, it's a very like sort of like theater of life. Like it is cute bot. Yeah. And it really, at first, it's really like, it's crazy. It's like crazy. And this guy is on, and this guy was on, and then you see he's like a stoner, and you slowly learn like he was in the military, and then he was using his GI Bill to go to like a sort of scam Hollywood acting college. And you're like, you should have become a coder.
Fuck.
Yeah. It was very sad. It was very sad, truly. Yeah.
I hate to see anyone throw
America's
money away at
could have become a coder.
at a scam acting.
You ever thought about being a coder, Bowmore?
Gotta be in a movie where I think that.
Yeah, I did a Code Crushers thing one time, and I had a coding job working for the state of North Carolina. I had like a provisional hire, and it didn't feel like a coding job. It felt like a state job. It felt like a just protect your job, stay in line. Like there's a fat woman who's been working there who doesn't know how to code. You're going to work for her. She's going to tell you things that don't make sense. You're going to have to turn it into code.
Right.
And I just couldn't hack it. I could they gave me the option to renew and I didn't take it. I went to work in a restaurant.
Crazy. Yeah. That makes, but that seems like the worst. You should go work for like a website or something. That's where you make the money.
Go work for a website?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I'm a guy in 1999.
It was a bunch of C++.
Huh?
It was a bunch of C++ for like database. It was database shit. They had me learn. And I learned data, like sort of complicated data entry database stuff. And I was going to the state was like, whoa, we need this. And, it was a miserable environment. It didn't feel like I don't know. It was all, I hate to talk about like workplace politics. Everything's workplace politics, but it was like, did you get the right type of birthday cake on someone's birthday? We all get each other cakes on their birthday. Did you get the right cake or did you get the wrong cake?
I can't even
that
imagine
type of
that.
shit.
I've never been in a situation like that. Like a weird, like where office politics.
I am for a robust public sector. I believe in public sector jobs and public sector unions and all of the above, but that was a miserable job.
That would make me go insane. Like a place where like people, it's like they made it like, there is that type of workplace where people make it into like high school vibes, I feel like. And they they replicate these like social strata for no reason other than I think out of boredom, it seems like.
And you don't know what else is out there.
Right.
You just go straight from high school
to like, it was like preschool teacher and children vibes.
Preschool teacher.
It was like, I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't even as complicated as high school vibes. It was like so damn dumb.
It's more like 8th grade.
My little brother, got a job working for a Shurion. It's like exactly what it sounds like like nothing.
That's where I'm going
like
after
it's just-
Samsung
yeah,
fires
just a-
me.
just a
Asurion is
company.
huge in Nashville.
Yeah.
But he got the job immediately before quarantine. He like moved to Nashville for this job, and then everything immediately was work from home. So he, for almost a year, was doing this corporate job. He was like middle management, and he'd never met anyone in person.
Crazy.
It was all just Zoom meetings. It was all from home. And like months in, so he would like meet every day with his like same level of middle management, you know? And they're like, they all were like sitting down at their desk, and somehow it came up like months in, someone was like, how, like in some conversation, like how tall he was. And everyone was like, oh, like probably like 5'5", 5'6", and he's like 6 feet tall. And he got so devastated. It went so to his head that he couldn't figure out. He's like, what about my personality made all of these people think I'm 5'5"?
Because that's
And
short.
he was
That's
like-
not even average
Yeah,
height.
he was genuinely was like, couldn't take it. That he was
Whoa.
like, what about my demeanor makes people assume
It
I'm
was a
5'5"?
little- that's a li-
yeah. He-
How many people guess that you're 5'5"? It's like, oh man. So they think you're a little guy.
It
I'm
makes
being
you be
quiet,
like
but
there
I'm
must.
dying. This is bad.
It makes you be like there must be for all of them to guess the same thing.
yeah.
There must be something about his personality that just projects little guy.
What do you? I mean, you're
And
his
he's
brother.
so he like works out, and he's like so into how big he is. And
Right,
like,
yeah.
being-
Well, you know. What do you think it is? You're his brother. What do you think it is?
I don't know. It might be a sort of ineffable quality.
Does he have sort of a weak will? Is he sort of like weak-minded?
Is he weak? Does he have a squeaky little voice? Does he have little dick energy? Does he have
Damn.
short arms?
Physical
Would it
appearance?
feel? Yeah. What I mean, what is
Well,
it?
no, that's the thing. Is what about just seeing this about
Hey,
a person,
gentlemen,
Yeah.
I'm going to bow out because I want one more person to call in. I want some new blood on this show.
Bowmore, thank you.
Love y'all. Thank you for taking the call.
Peace, Bo. Didn't even realize we've been on so long.
Does he have short king energy? I think he can.
Yes, he does. That's a nightmare. That really
Yeah.
is a nightmare.
And well, and
if
the
you're
whole
6 foot, I'm 5'10". I know that would never happen to me though.
You don't think you?
I don't
would
think
ever
anyone
be-
would assume I'm 5'5".
I might guess bigger. I realized
I think I have very average height. That's the energy I give off.
in the last few years, I realized how often I misjudge people's height compared to myself, and it's all based on personality.
I totally great example of this is in my head. Nick Nanny. Is that
That's my exact example I was going to use. Is for example, I always assumed Nick Nanny was taller than me.
Yeah.
And then one day when we were on acid, I was like, I started laughing, and I was
Yeah.
like, "It looks like you're like shorter than me."
And you're like,
and he
"Whoa,
was
I'm
like,
not-"
he's like, I think I am kind of shorter. than
That
you."
guy could be 6'8" in
He-
my head.
yeah.
He's a giant. He stands tall. We got another call coming in. You ready? Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
Hey, it's Tanner. What's up, guys?
What's up, Tanner? How are you, my man?
Tanner's here.
Tanner's here.
In the building. What are we up to tonight, boys, besides the beautiful stream? I got nothing going on.
We're just hanging out.
Popping off.
You didn't call with anything, or
Nah, that's kind of my signature at this point. A little
just kind of
bit.
calling
I feel
in?
like-
Say what's up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
then,
so if anyone else wants to call in during my call, feel free to drop me, but I'm kind of just like
Life's
here to
little-
do whatever.
The theme tonight is life's little
Life's
moments.
little- Okay.
that feels like a funny
So-
sketch that never got made in the 90s.
Life's little moments.
Well, like a caller calls into a talk show, and then that caller gets a call while they're on and then that
Yeah.
call, and it's just
that
like,
sounds you know what that sounds like? It sounds like the out of a Mr. Show sketch into another Mr. Show sketch.
Yeah, that's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the first Mr. Show sketch on the first episode of Mr. Show, where he's like, "Hey, can I talk to the manager?" And he's like, "Hold on, I gotta call the next guy up." And then he calls the next guy up, and then he calls the next guy up, and
Well, looks like they covered
And
it.
then
That's
they'll
great.
have to go
I'm
back.
really happy to. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
think
not
they got
exactly
it.
your idea, but
on
it's
the
cool.
first sketch.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the
Trying to
first one
remember
on the
that
first
I thought
episode.
the first sketch is them doing something with the audience for their like vampires or something. Infinite Hold.
Infinite Hold.
That's where like they're like, yeah, I put you on hold, right?
The pre-taped call-in show, I was thinking, but it's kind of a different.
AJ says,
Oh, is it the
I'm
one where
not
he's
even
getting? Is
fucking
it the one
kidding.
where
I'm
he's trying to
getting
get
another call
change
right
for?
now. I'm not.
He's trying to get quarters.
I'm not even fucking kidding. I'm getting another call right now. I'm gonna decline it. But I am getting another.
bye. I thought the topic was movies since you guys talked about movies for like an hour but couldn't explain the movie. Okay, AJ. Fuck.
Damn.
God damn.
Merge the call, Tanner. Yeah, quarters mostly. Yeah, I remember that sketch.
I think finish.
That sketch. You know what, Mr. Show in general,
It hung up
didn't
on me.
age well for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I watched it a little late. I liked it, but it didn't like. I had friends that were really obsessed with it. I was like, "This is totally funny." I think both these guys are really funny, but I don't have like a real like super strong attachment to it.
I liked. There was a
With
year,
Bob and David, I'm super fan though.
Maybe there was a year. I don't like David Cross.
I don't
I'm
like.
not a fan of him at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Clip it. Let's throw it.
Do you
send it
do you
in the
not like him
DMs.
in Arrested Development?
I like him as an actor in
Yeah.
Arrested Development,
I don't like
I
when he's
guess
talking
that's
bad
true.
about the president. I don't.
but
think
not
he should do
even.
that.
But you know what? Not even like I feel like he's serviceable. I feel like there's people that could have done it better.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think he's like brilliant. Who could have done that role better in Arrested Development?
Michael freaking Scott.
Michael, the character Michael Scott
Yeah.
from The Office.
Yeah, could have
I
done
mean,
it.
that would be funny.
I think also with sketch shows too, like what Robbie's saying, Mr. Show meant the world to me in high school, but I wasn't precious about the bad sketches even then. One of the Mr. Show guys was at January 6th. Is that David Spade could have done it better. Agreed, Moltar. Is that all
You know
sketch
what my hot
shows,
take is?
a lot of the sketches are bad.
Kids in the Hall, still, I can watch any single sketch, and it's the funniest thing I've seen. And I've seen those guys' solo shows in the last 2 years, and I was like, surely it's going to be, this is going to be kind of not good, but
Right.
it will be fun for me. And it's better than anything I've seen.
Damn, that is honestly
Those
sick.
guys
You know
are the
what-
real deal.
My hot take about Kids in the Hall is that the remake show is better than the original.
I hung up on him. The guy who played the dad in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Rick Moranis?
Would be better in Arrested Development?
Or was he at January 6th? I don't think Rick Moranis was at.
Jay Johnson was.
I was fucking with you,
January
Tanner. You can call back in. I thought it was funny that would be the take I hung up on you for.
6th. Wait, I didn't hear what he said.
He said he thinks the remake of Kids in the Hall or the new season on Amazon Prime is better than the old one.
Oh.
I mean, who thinks that, right? Rick Moranis is gangsta. Rick Moranis also has a big country career. You know that?
Big country career?
Yeah, like
You're not
country
doing
music.
that to me again, okay?
Do you know Rick
Get through your
Moranis?
head. You're not.
Shut up,
you
dude.
do
Do you
that
think
to
Rick
me again.
Moranis has a? Do you know that Rick Moranis has a big country music career?
Yeah. He's the, when they play they have the big barrel and the one stick.
Yes.
And then one string.
Yeah.
He's the string on one of those that someone
You know,
plays.
people make fun of that, but it'd
That
be hard to play.
That's a good example of a joke that took so much setup it wasn't funny.
Well, it's
Like you did earlier, so now we both have done
well,
one.
I think okay. Let's dig in.
but if you visualize,
no,
if you visualize,
no. This is totally different
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I knew immediately what you were talking about,
Yeah.
and then you just took a long time to explain it. So by the time it ended, it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna laugh because I already got what you were saying. You were just
but
like
that
you
Rick
were
Moranis
acting
himself is the string.
Oh,
And
that's
some
what
guy-
you were
and
saying?
Some guy is just plain Rick Moranis.
Oh, I didn't even catch that
Because
you're-
it took so long
Right.
that you were like, I know where it's
But
going.
my thing was like,
if it was presented visually, right, just
mine
quick,
ended with a punchline though. I
That's
get
the
it. It wasn't
punchline.
funny. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
fine. But like I think I was leading up. I was like leading up to something, and then I said, "Boom!" There's the line. You didn't laugh, but that's like at least it was clean. You got to
that
say it
you
was
led up
clean.
to something.
It was clean. It wasn't funny, but it was clean.
Wash tub base.
Wash tub bass. Yeah.
If I had remembered the name of it, I could have just said wash tub bass.
That's a wash tub bass isn't that like that's washboard.
That's a washboard.
That's a washboard.
Wash tub basses.
Tanner, sorry. We are kind of leaving you out to dry here, man. How's your day going? I like that.
A lot of
my day's
instruments.
going-
Shoebox.
Shoebox. What?
My day's going all right. Let's think back to what I did. I went to my classes today, or actually one class. I went to one class, and then
Okay, hung up on him. Great. It's hard to enjoy this stream because it's too professional with this high-quality green screen and CGI background. Well, I actually think that would make it easier to enjoy it because you're enjoying sort of this great...
Yeah.
I mean, this is beautiful. Don't you think, Anthony?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks,
it's nice.
Luxurious.
Yeah. And you can imagine we're just in a little room, but it feels like we're, God, millions... It feels like we could be anywhere. I can move up so high.
Yeah. A little stream in the background.
Yeah, it's nice. It makes it hard to relate to. It's a little too showbiz. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. On Twitch, all these people, they have no professionalism. It all looks like shit. What if we fucking brought a little razzle-dazzle to the people?
Is that true? I don't know anything
A
about
lot of
Twitch.
it looks like shit. Some
Did you
people
see that
have
horse just come in?
Yeah, that's kind of a nice thing. Now we're at the zoo. I mean, this is...
Who's changing this stuff?
The people in the chat.
They can do that
Yeah,
themselves?
they can activate little guys.
Oh, and they can make the mice come.
And the mice...
I don't know anything about Twitch.
It's mostly people playing video games.
And then do people do this kind of stuff? Is
A
it
few. There's
is this
a
the new
few.
podcast realm?
You know what's
Live
interesting?
video
For
podcast.
example, Tom Sharpling, best show, does it on Twitch.
Yeah.
I think there's a fair amount of call-in shows. I mean, a call-in show, because there's no radio. And you got to do a call-in show, you got to kind of do it live. So I think this is kind of the preferred medium for a call-in show.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, we got all that shit running around. That's nice.
For a live... Yeah, and we got mice at our feet.
Would love to see Anthony and Megan do everything now. You guys should do everything now. Those are friends of the show.
Oh,
A
yeah.
funny improv show. Have you done it?
No, I think I know most of those guys, though, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. Come on. Come on. Make it happen. We got a call coming in. What time is it? Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name and what are you calling about?
Hey, this is Robbie from Houston.
Robbie, my man. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well.
I was hoping you'd call in, man. I really was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad nobody. I feel special that nobody else got this reaction, but I did. That's
Well, you're
cool.
kind of you.
Yeah, you're putting it on right now. What's going on?
Well, Robbie used to call in all the time, and now he only calls in every once in a while. And I'm trying to I want to
yeah.
butter him up a little, so he feels like he'll want to
keep
call
on
in
coming
more.
back. Robbie, come on.
Robbie, come on, man.
Thanks. I've just
We can see these people's
run out
phone
of
numbers.
Yeah,
I'm going to call some of them back later.
you're gonna call later. Yeah. Put him in the phone. What's up, Robbie?
You can hit me up.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were excited for the new season of Real Time.
With Bill Maher.
Yeah, dude, he's coming back. Strike be damned. There's no more writers. It's just pure Bill.
No more writers. It's just pure Bill. That I heard a story on Twitter. Somebody posted recently that they it was Josh Androsky was saying his reps were sent him out to write for Bill Maher, and they're like, no, what's good is it pays extremely well because he's so awful to work with. Like that was a known thing.
Oh,
that
wow.
It paid better than like any writing job in Hollywood because working for him was such a nightmare.
Wow, they have to lure people.
Literally, they were like, the only way we can get people to do this. Mitch, I listen. I have this reaction internally to everyone, but I don't know. Robbie, you got the big guns tonight. What can I say, man?
Thanks, man.
Robbie, was I
I'll
being funny on
probably
Best
call.
Show?
I do think you were being very funny. It was like my special little guy was on this big podcast.
I was
Up there with
nervous.
the
I was
likes
on
of,
Best Show with Tom Sharpling today.
Wow, doing what? Tonight?
Earlier,
And then you had to take a nap from that?
I literally.
Did you get burnt out?
I kind of was a little too tired, and I was like in a space where I was like, did I call in? No, I was in the studio because Sarah Sherman, friend of the show, was doing it, and they brought me on as well, and I did the show. It was very cool. Yeah, it was cool, and that makes me feel good, Robbie. I was literally like I really wanted to do a good job, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a banner at the bottom of the screen that said, Sarah Sherman is on the show, announcing that she was on. Your name was not mentioned.
That's fine.
I don't know why.
No, well, it was because it was last minute. That makes sense. It was like yeah, that's chill. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Why would it?
Yeah.
Were people in the chat saying I was doing a good job?
I don't know. I wasn't. I was really just posting, admiring your presence, not really reading the rest of the chat.
I was so good he wasn't even reading the chat.
I think.
Well,
so.
that's great to hear, Robbie, and that's really why I wanted to call in. That's why I was excited, so I could make you say publicly I did a good job for everyone who didn't see it.
Yeah.
What are you calling in about, though?
Wait, can I ask?
Yes,
one
please.
Follow-up question.
Please.
This reminds me. Who canceled that I am replacing?
No one canceled. I thought that I was going to Sarah's show tonight. And then it was like there was like, she couldn't let a lot of people in, and I wanted to do the stream because I couldn't do it last night. So it was just a last minute. I needed someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a last minute text.
Yeah.
I got a text today that said last minute. Do you want to? And then I was thinking about you doing the best show today and then needing to take a nap. Yeah. And then I was thinking about what was your whole day that you also were like last minute, I got to get a guest for tonight. Then I got to go do the best show. Then I'm going to be so tired from being funny. I got to take a nap.
It's not that it's so tired from being funny. It's that I've been having so much trouble sleeping. And then I drink energy drinks all day because I'm so tired and have stuff to do that I'm in hell. I'm in a cyclical hell where I'm always tired or too wired. Anyway, Robbie, what are you calling it about, my man? Anything particular?
I invited a friend over tomorrow to help. Where I figured we could bat around ideas for a short film, and it seems almost inevitable that her horrible fiance will be tagging along. What should I do in this situation?
Does he have any? This is a great question. Does he have any? Does he want to make movies as well?
I bet he probably does.
Right.
He he does. I think he considers himself a creative. Right. I've mentioned him. I think at the very least in your Discord, he is he writes as the token conservative on a queer website.
Yeah. He's like an alt-light kind of dude.
Yeah, kind of. He's got a really weird bit that I don't fully understand.
Right. He's like an edgelord.
And he's gonna tag along.
Oh, for certain.
Does he like video games? Could you put a Nintendo Switch in his hands and say, all right?
That's what I told his fiance, was that I would just set him up in my room with the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Super Mario Wonder's coming out, you know what I mean? Maybe you can get an early copy, let him play it, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to put on a sensory video for him of smiling fruits bouncing up and down on screen.
Like that a child would watch on an iPad?
Yeah, like a newborn infant.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, I mean, any ideas? How can you? So the idea is
So wait, your friend is making a short film.
They're pitching short films together. They're trying to come up with a short film.
And then
the fiance's coming.
The fiance is coming along to pitch?
I think he's just coming and you're worried he's going to get in there.
I'm worried that I'm going to have to tell him that his ideas are interesting or worth my time.
Right.
Or that
I don't know. What you're saying.
He'll disrupt the flow of the whole thing.
Is there any way you can say to the friend, legit, now we're legit. Yeah. It'd be like, hey, do you think maybe just us could meet up and then we could go get food with him after just because I really want to focus on this? Is that on the table at all?
That is an interesting idea that I can I can make a point to include him in some small way. Whenever my parents would give me a small present on my sister's birthday as a kid.
So you didn't throw. You literally are trying to avoid a tantrum. You say, "Hey, let's go get food everywhere. I can't wait to chill with him. But do you mind if just the two of us meet up?" So then he feels like he gets his toy. You know, which is your Starling conversation. Sterling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
That is a very good idea.
Don't ever
I
say.
could probably process them.
We don't. Yeah, you could trick. I mean, you just got to trick her and him. You always got to be tricking people. I believe that.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do. I have joke advice, but I don't know what I'd do for real. You know,
throw the joke advice down. Sometimes.
I'm interested in the joke advice.
Dunk his head in a toilet.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, he'd drown though.
Oh my god, I wish.
What would you do? I don't know. It's been so long since I don't know. I think you're just screwed.
Yeah, I think you're a little screwed.
I think you just have to accept that you have to work with.
I
this
think
guy.
you got to accept that you're gonna have to make a short film about like why SJW culture doesn't like crank anchors come back or whatever. The way it should.
They did though. They allowed that show to come back.
Yeah, they didn't bring back some of the characters though.
Yeah,
they won't let it come back.
No, the Crank Yankers fandom is dying. The Bubkiss fandom is dying. Important question: why did you choose black socks over traditional white with your shoe choice? Are you talking to me?
Is that both of us? I guess.
I always like wearing black with the black shoes, the black socks, and the black jeans.
I usually don't wear black socks or white socks. But I have a lot of black socks, so I've been trying to cycle through them.
What happened to the Red Sox? That was only for the thing. Why shoes in the house? Because I think and I've said that, Robbie, you'll attest to this. I think it would be fucking perverted to do this show and neither me nor the guests were wearing shoes every single time. I hate that.
You could just blur out the feet.
I could just blur out the feet. That's true. That show is how I...
You were making a lot of noise earlier about how you could blur out your genitals. And you have the Photoshop skills to blur out, obscure, I guess, your genitals in like a Photoshop.
Yeah, well, that's a still image. I mean, then you get, the moving image, it becomes so much more complicated.
Yeah.
The frames per second. You take one image of me, I don't think I could make a full animation where I'm running around naked and my genitals are out.
You could have little sneakers or little slippers that you just wear for the show.
And I give like at Wii Spa.
Yeah. Have you been to Wii Spa?
Oh, yeah. I'm a big K-Spa head.
You go full naked?
Yeah, always.
I go before I even get in the front door of the building. I show up. In the car, I take off all my clothes, and I walk
The Overlook just followed.
Thanks for the follow. The Overlook.
Luke.
The Overlook. That's almost us combined. I thought someone was making a joke.
Anthony Overlook.
Oberbeck, though.
I know.
Oberbeck.
Yeah, I know. Oberluke.
Luke's computer.
Yeah, that's the bot. Robbie, have you ever been to a Korean spa? Have I ever asked you this before? Probably have a million times.
No, I have not. I don't think and I know I've heard you tell people that it's nudity it's a different context over there, but I simply
you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it.
I couldn't do it. No.
You couldn't do it. Yeah. I won't give my spiel on it then.
What's your spiel?
My spiel is that
get used to it.
My spiel is that I think people get a little bit, and myself included, the first time you go, you get a little bit weirded out by the nudity. You think you will be, but then you realize actually it is a completely a space to me devoid of sexuality because it's all about like. It's just like the human. It's sexual in the way like an anatomy textbook is sexual. Like it's just like people in space, you know.
Yeah, I think by
even unsexually, in a non-sexual way, are you looking at other people's genitals and being like, "That's a pretty good dick," or "That's a terrible dick"?
I think you realize pretty quickly everyone has a weird, ugly looking dick.
That's kind of what I'm saying is like everybody's, you realize everybody's body's fucked up and weird and their dicks are weird. And like, you're just like, oh yeah, we're all ugly like sacks.
There's there's absolutely no perfect specimen.
No.
There's no perfect dick going around.
No. Sometimes because it's LA, there's a guy who's really ripped with a fucking third leg. But then even that, you're like, I bet he's got problems of his own.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably not all
Mental
sunshines
problems.
and rape. Maybe
There's a guy,
or maybe a
there's-
relationship.
Yeah, there's a guy there.
Also, glasses list. Yeah, he's not really bad. But yeah, if you don't wear glasses too, Robbie, I don't know if you have glasses or contacts, but you're not looking at any Johnsons whatsoever.
Shit, you're right.
Yeah. So.
Fuck.
Yeah. What's the short film idea?
I don't know. I just want to do something horror based. I
That's
haven't
fun.
really come up with any ideas yet.
The Blair
Horror
Witch
based.
Project 2
Yeah, they made that already.
or
As
3.
a feature. I think they probably made
Everyone
3.
hated it.
Yeah, right. They're making a video game. Can you believe that?
Of the Blair Witch?
Yeah.
I wish I could.
Fuck that.
I think that might be an okay Blair Witch. Yeah, are you going to make Skidamarink, Robbie?
He's mainly inspired.
Yeah, I've got some old childhood toys I can just zoom in on or take static shots of for 10 minutes at a time.
Did you like Skidamarink?
I didn't see it.
Oh, I liked it. You didn't like it, Robbie, huh?
Nah.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
It's one of those movies, and I'm just guessing, but it's like after all the hype, I could see it easy to be like, fuck this.
I think it's either.
I find
If you saw it at just some film, like small film festival, where everything else was just like
Shit.
boring
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
trying to be, trying to get this person a career or whatever. And then
Yeah,
you go,
yeah.
And you go, that was fucking weird, and they made it for.
It was like actually something interesting, and they
just
made it in
cheap
their
and
house.
weird.
I think that's true. I think Mitch makes the point. Love Skidamarink never felt more physically petrified in theater. I think what it comes down to is if you saw it and you were scared of it, you liked it.
Yeah.
But I could see seeing it and being like that wasn't scary at all. But for me, it was. I think one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Like it
Wow,
was
really?
very viscerally terrifying because it just like hit me. Is Luke on the left and Anthony on the right? Yes, I'm Luke. That's Anthony.
Yeah.
But he's just a guest. He's not always here, and he's a last-minute guest at that. But he did a good job.
Or they mean politically, in which case also yes.
I saw it and mostly hated it, and I loved it. Yeah, you're also. I'm
Mostly
on the left,
hated
and you're
it
on
and
the
I loved
right.
it.
And Robbie is our centrist caller that calls in every week and kind of says, "Can we just can we put the politics aside and just drink a beer once in a while?"
Horror, I feel like horror in general. Well, Robbie, you like horror in general?
I really do. I
Okay.
think it's a great avenue for like creative images and ideas.
I agree.
I guess I'm never scared.
Really?
Yeah. So then
Oh, yeah,
sometimes I
very
feel
rare.
like I'm losing the effect. But then there's movies I like that I'm like, this is horror and I like it, but it's not because I was scared. It's just because there's like something else cool there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, for me, I was very scared of movies growing up, and now I don't really get that. Like, Talk to Me was an interesting one. Did you see Talk to Me? The one with the hand, the Australian horror movie that came out recently?
I don't think so.
Did you see it, Robbie?
I did.
I liked it. To me, did not find it scary really at all. I was not scared by it, which it was crazy that to me that people thought it was scary. It's fun. I don't know. Did you think it was scary, Robbie?
No, I think there's only like 3 or 4 actually scary movies.
Yeah.
And everything else is just sort of like fun.
Yeah,
Like-
I agree with that. Hereditary really scared me when I saw it the first time. That was sort of my foray into scary movies as an adult. Scary.
Inland Empire is one of the only movies that's made me like recoil.
Really?
Fear.
What part?
The scene where she like sort of turns down a corridor and there's like the weird clown face for just like a moment.
Yeah.
That something about when that
Yeah.
it was like a jump scare that
Yeah.
really worked in like
Yeah.
such a deep.
I feel that with Mulholland
Way.
Drive with the like freak at the beginning.
Yeah.
outside
Like,
of the
I
diner.
just,
It's
like-
like it's because you're so not expecting it.
Yeah.
Lake Mungo. Yeah, you have recommended that, Mitch.
Robbie, did you see Possum?
No, I'm not familiar with Possum.
That was pretty good. Do you know Garth Marenghi?
Yes.
You remember that show?
Mm-hmm.
The guy,
I do, yes.
the guy that made that show, he just made like a legitimate horror movie.
Cool.
Yes.
But it's not. It's like an homage to just like 1930s, like atmospheric, weird horror.
Cool. That sounds great.
Yeah, about a guy just like going to his childhood home and confronting like a doll, and it just is like
That sounds awesome. I
Yeah.
really want to see that.
Yeah.
I love Garth Marenghi has my favorite comedy line of any show ever, which is in the first episode, and he says, "Hi, I'm Garth Marenghi, and I'm the only author who's written more books than I've read." And I think that's a near perfect joke. I love it so much.
yeah.
That made him laugh. The resume thing didn't, though. All right, Robbie. Well, we got to go because we're out of time here tonight. But thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, of course. Anthony, I can't wait to see Dad and Stepdad. No
Where are you
matter
going to see it?
How long it takes. I don't know. Whenever it comes out,
Where are
I'm
you?
very eager to. I'm in Houston.
Oh, it's coming to Austin.
Make the drive.
I could maybe do that.
How long is the drive?
It's like 2.5 hours.
Make the drive, Robbie. You only get one chance to see Dad and Stepdad in Austin.
In Austin, Alamo Draft.
Are you going to be there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's 2 nights in Austin. I'll be there for both of them.
Robbie.
Okay. I don't know.
He really needs to move
I
the
have to, like,
tickets.
You
man.
don't have to commit now, but
But it'd be really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, at least buy a ticket. You don't even have to go.
I could probably get you a
Okay.
comp.
At the very,
Oh yeah, great.
Wow.
That'll kind of subvert the like 5 hours of gas that he's going to have to pay. But
yeah.
Comp.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it'll be nice because he's going to probably spend about $40 on gas. A comp. All right.
I can get you.
See you later.
I can
Robbie.
maybe get you 2 comps.
All right.
Take
Thanks, you
care.
He doesn't fucking.
I missed the cheese question, but what's the best cheese for sandwiches? For me, it's provolone or sharp cheddar.
Oh yeah, for me it's the big fat one that you always get fucking stuck in your teeth
Yeah.
and you chew on it. I like that
Like a big
cheese.
fat load. All right. Well,
The
this has
hard
been
cheese.
Anthony. You really, you're to use a phrase that you might like. You're a stepdad that stepped up today and helped me in a time of need. Are you the stepdad in the movie, or are you the dad?
I'm the stepdad.
You're the stepdad that stepped up and came on this show last minute, and I really appreciate that, man.
Thanks for having me.
You're a great guest.
I hope you mean that.
I do.
Great.
I do. I don't always say that after, do I? It was a real journey.
It was a real journey.
And it was funny, and we talked about movies, which are the only 2 things I like doing on this. And it's what I usually do every single night. Anthony, while I look for someone to raid, will you... Yeah, I'll raid your old dad. You guys really fucked up when Tanner called. Shut up, Tanner.
Yeah. You want me to plug?
Yeah, you
stuff?
got any plugs?
Yeah, dad and stepdad.
It's coming to those places.
It's going to be at Alamo Drafthouse Theaters in LA October 5th, San Francisco October 6th, Austin, Texas October 9th and 10th, Denver, Colorado October 12th, Chicago October 14th, New York sold out October 19th, but I think they're going to add more that weekend. So coming soon to a city near you.